Welcome everybody to this channel and my first ever watch review. Now this review is of the Seiko Compact Solar Diver, reference SNE569P1. Now if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe and comment. It's early days and your support and your feedback would be much appreciated. Thanks again. Now let's discuss this little beauty. Now it's clearly taken some design cues from another popular diver, an iconic diver in fact, the Rolex Submariner. It's very clear to see. But wouldn't you agree that Seiko has executed this wonderfully? It's very pleasing to look at and it is a little beauty. What are the specifications? Well, this watch has a case size of 38.5 millimeters and a case thickness of 10.6 millimeters. The lug-to-lug distance is just short of 47 millimeters. And for strap lovers, can you guess what the lug width is? Yes, of course, 20 millimeters, the classic sweet spot. This watch is constructed entirely of stainless steel, and that includes this wonderful greyish blue insert for the 120 click unidirectional bezel. It has an unsigned screw down crown providing 200 meters of water resistance. The deep black and slightly sunburst dial has a printed Seiko and printed Prospex logos indicating that the watch has professional specifications, and also Lumibright filled Rolex Submariner style markers. The hour, minute and lollipop second hand also contain Lumibright, along with a lume filled pip on the bezel's main indicator. These of course shine wonderfully, but would we expect any less from Seiko Lumibright? No, we wouldn't. Excellent. Protecting this dial, we have a flat sapphire crystal, which should provide a good level of scratch resistance compared to mineral crystal. Now, how does it feel? The case feels very well constructed, and even though the outer finishing is not on the level of higher priced Seiko Prospex divers such as the SPB143, it's still very pleasing to look at. One improvement that I've definitely noticed over the SPB143 is the action of the rotating bezel. Just listen. Hopefully you can hear that. But it sounds a lot more definite. It's a lot more tactile and the clicks are a lot more definite compared to the SPB143. And that's good to see. Right, what else shall we look at? If we look on the edge, it has a nice thick outer edge, and those deep grooves provide a good level of grip. And that includes with the crown as well, because if you notice, because of the small case, it has a smaller crown than usual also, and without those grooves it would be nearly impossible to turn this screw down crown. So that's another good pro there when it comes to this watch. So what's the movement? Well, as you can see, it's giving a tick, so it's a quartz movement. It's a very good, well-made quartz solar. Now, the reference for this solar is caliber V147, which takes energy from both natural and artificial light. It has a stated accuracy of -15 to +15 seconds per month, and when fully charged it will last an impressive 10 months without light. So should we look at the bracelet? Well, the bracelet provided on this model is pretty standard run-of-the-mill Seiko. Solid links, hollow end links and a stamped clasp. Links are added or removed using Seiko's pin and collar system, which is not the preferred method by many, but it does the job. The bracelet hardly tapers at all. At this price point, the bracelet feels more premium than Seiko 5 Sports bracelets, but less premium than the SPB143. And I keep referencing that particular watch because I've previously owned it. Seiko bracelets have a history of leaving a lot to be desired, and it's no different with this particular model. But as mentioned earlier, on the plus side, the lug width is 20mm, so it shouldn't be difficult to find an alternative that suits your personal tastes. So let's talk about the things that I like and the things that I dislike. Now, firstly, I really like the design. Of course, as mentioned earlier, it's clear and undeniable that its inspiration is from a vintage Rolex or vintage Rolex Submariners. Now, this colourway even gives the look of a bezel that's been worn. Personally, I've never been a fan of Homage style watches, but you know what? This is Seiko, and is Seiko a Homage brand? No. Seiko has provided for decades original designs in thousands for people of different price points, making watches accessible to many. As Rolex sports models become increasingly higher in price and increasingly difficult to get, even if you have the money for them, more people are looking elsewhere for a similar aesthetic. And the Homage lines are becoming more popular. So would I knock Seiko if they start providing watches for an audience that wants this? Well, no. Seiko has enough horological heritage for me to be okay with a Homage watch from them. And it's clearly not a copy or replica. It's not trying to be a copy or replica. Rolex doesn't make solar quartz watches. Rolex doesn't put Seiko Prospex on its dial. Rolex does not produce stainless steel inserts for dive time bezels. And of course, Rolex does not shamelessly produce these jangly bracelets, even when the watch case is well made. So this is undeniably Seiko, even when it's a Homage. And as mentioned before, it's tastefully done here. Everything on the case is well built and well applied, and it's a great pick up and go watch. It's thin, it hugs around the wrist, and can be knocked about without the anxiety of expensive mechanical parts being damaged, if that's what you want in a watch. Now, I find this a very nice pick up and go watch. I'll just show you how it looks on the wrist. I didn't do a wristwatch check. Tudor Black Bay 58. That's for another video. Excellent watch. But let's see how this looks on the wrist. There we go. It's nice. It looks rather nice, doesn't it? I hope you agree. Do I have criticisms? Well, of course I do. No watch is perfect. So what shall I criticise on this particular watch? I mentioned how beautiful the dial is, but here's my criticism with the actual dial. Although it's clean and visible, I think the markers could have been bigger, since it's meant to be a professional diver. Now, I know that the case is on the smaller side, but if we look here, look at the space between the markers and the Seiko logo at the top. Those markers could have been slightly bigger. Now, if we look at the bottom as well, it's got these 3 lines of text. Maybe the Seiko Prospex logo could have been kept on the back, or the capital lettered Solar text could have been put at the back, and that would have left more room for bigger indices and a cleaner appearance. Because this is advertised as a tool watch. I mean, when someone goes diving under the water, who is going to be looking at the Prospex Solar divers 200 meters text. You're not looking for that, are you? So that's just one particular criticism there. Is there anything else? Well, yes, the price. Now, this watch currently retails in the UK for £500, which I personally feel is too high. It feels very high for a solar quartz. Does that quartz watch work well? Yes. Does it look very good? Yes. But would I say it's value for money? I don't personally think so. You can get mechanical watches with mill clasps, signed crowns and ceramic bezels for that price. In fact, for £30 more, you can get a Seiko King Samurai. Now, I bought this watch because I like the watch, not because I felt it was value for money. And that's sometimes the trouble with this watch game, isn't it? This watch hobby. But there you go. So it's very hard to recommend at the particular price point. Maybe looking at some of the other colorways, there's one particular colorway, the black version. I don't have the reference number with me, but that has the silicone strap, and that's significantly cheaper than this one. I think it's about £450. I could be wrong, but I think that's the price that I saw. All in all though, it's well built and it's a cool little watch from Seiko. This is my review. These are my thoughts on the Compact Solar Diver SNE569P1 from Seiko. What are your thoughts? As mentioned before, remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe and leave your feedback. What are your thoughts? Thank you for listening, and bye for now.